Across the hall, Tyler Jones was also unpacking her things. But unlike the commotion and noise that seemed to be everywhere, in here there was only an impressive silence. Through the hallway, Tyler could see a girl being hugged by her movie star good-looking parents as they bid her goodbye, and the sight was like a knife in the heart. The pain was so intense that she almost gasped. It was only a hug, so how could it affect her like this? Whenever this happened, whenever the pain came, and as she had done so for the last 6 months, Tyler focused on her breath. Breathing in, she counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On 6, she exhaled. She repeated the meditative exercise she had found on YouTube until the stabbing pain lowered into a dull ache. How much longer was she going to feel like this? Looking at the only box she had brought with her, Tyler took out her things. There were a few pairs of jeans, tank tops, button-up shirts, and sweaters, but other than underwear, all she had left were her study things. The only personal items she had brought with her lay in the bottom of the box. Her sole possessions in the world fit in this one box. She didn't know whether she should be amazed or sad. To think there was a time when she had had so much stuff that there wasn't room for it all. Reaching in, she carefully fished out the framed photograph. In it, she beamed out at the world, her arm around her younger sister, Allie. The photograph had been taken a few years ago when Allie was only 7 and Tyler 15. They shared the same cheesy grins, the same green eyes and glossy chestnut hair. Speckled across Allie's nose were a handful of freckles, but where Tyler's hair was cut into a neat bob, Allie's hung in 2 long braids on either side of her face that she kept tied with matching ladybug bands. It was her fascination with the tiny creatures that had earned her the nickname Bug. They sat posed on top of their ponies, Oreo and Cookie, on yet another of their weekly rides in the countryside. Each day was one great big adventure, and had brought such joy and happiness that neither of them had had a care in the world. Until one simple text message had changed everything. The ponies were gone now, as were the cheesy grins. And Allie, God, Allie. Tyler hoped desperately that she was okay. It was at least a week before she would get to see her again. Being away from her cherished sister hurt almost as much as losing their parents had. From the time she had been born, Tyler was devoted to her sister. The two were thick as thieves. They did everything together. The 8 years between them meant nothing. Tyler wasn't one of those girls who craved attention from boys or needed to go out partying. She was perfectly happy staying at home. For her, family was everything. Which was why, when her parents were killed in the car crash, her entire world was destroyed. All it had taken was one careless moment on the phone, one glance away from the road. The boy who had killed them, and he was a boy, only 17 years old, had been busy texting a girl when he had rammed headlong into Tyler's unsuspecting parents' car. Her mom had died instantly, but her dad, her strong Superman of a dad, had clung to life for days. When he finally died, Tyler hadn't even been in the room. After not sleeping, eating, or showering for over 48 hours, the nurses had convinced her to take a break. They said she would feel better when she was clean, that she didn't need to be glued to his bedside. Stupidly, Tyler had taken their advice. They went through this kind of thing on a daily basis. Surely they would know what they were talking about. It was while she was showering that her dad had died. She only discovered this when she returned and found Allie lying beside their flat-lining dad on his bed, inconsolable.